Zixara had always found her husband Maddox to be adorably fragile. The human stood barely 6 feet tall, minuscule compared to her own 8-foot Valorian frame, and his soft pink skin seemed like it would tear at the slightest touch. When they'd married 3 cycles ago, her family had questioned her choice. Humans were known throughout the galaxy as the friendly species, the diplomats, the ones who smiled and negotiated while stronger races handled the real work. But Maddox made her laugh. He told stories that warmed her triple-chambered heart, and he'd fallen in love with their kitten Whiskers, almost as much as she had. The little Earth feline had become the center of their modest home on Station Kepler 442. Maddox would spend hours dangling string for the creature, cooing at it in that strange high-pitched voice humans used for small things. Zixara had initially found the animal pointless. It contributed nothing, produced waste, and demanded constant attention. But watching her gentle husband's face light up when Whiskers purred had changed her mind. "She's family," Maddox had said simply, scratching behind the kitten's ears. Zixara had learned not to argue with human sentiment. The Kravix raiders came on a Tuesday, or what the humans called Tuesday. Zixara had been at the market when the attack happened. She'd returned to find their door blown open, furniture overturned, and Maddox sitting on the floor, staring at his hands. Blood, purple and red mixed together, stained the carpet. "They took her," he whispered. "They took Whiskers." Zixara's warrior instincts flared. The Kravix were known slavers and exotic animal collectors. "How many?" "4. Maddox's voice was hollow. "I tried to stop them. I couldn't." She knelt beside him, her powerful arms wrapping around his small frame. "You're not a fighter, beloved. It's not your nature. We'll report this to station security." "No." Something in Maddox's tone made her pull back. His brown eyes had changed. The warmth she loved was gone, replaced by something cold and calculating. "I know where they're going. Kravix always use the same fence on the lower decks. Section 7 Delta. How do you know this?" Maddox stood, moving to their bedroom. "Because humans don't forget, Zix. We smile and we're friendly and everyone thinks we're weak." He pulled out a case she'd never seen before. Inside lay weapons, human weapons, sleek and efficient. "But we remember everything. Every slight. Every theft. Every wrong." Zixara watched in fascination as her gentle husband checked each weapon with practiced efficiency. "I don't understand. You work in hydroponics?" "You've never." "I was military," Maddox said quietly, loading a magazine into a compact railgun. "Before we met, 8 years in the Terran Marines. I retired because I was tired of fighting, tired of the violence." He looked up at her and she saw tears mixing with that cold fury. "I came out here to be peaceful, to garden, to fall in love, to raise a kitten with my wife." He strapped on body armor that seemed to appear from nowhere, each movement precise and controlled. "But they took our kitten, Zix. They came into our home and took our family." Jennifer, Maddox's sister and the station's chief medical officer, arrived 20 minutes later. Zixara had called her, unsure what else to do. Jennifer took one look at her brother and sighed. Jennifer asked for, maybe more, at the fence location. Jennifer opened her own medical bag, revealing it to be full of combat stims and military-grade first aid. "I'm coming with you, Jen. She's my niece, too." "Maddie." Jennifer's smile was sharp. "And I didn't spend 6 years as a combat medic to let you have all the fun." Zixara felt like she'd stepped into an alternate reality. "You're both soldiers." "We're soldiers," Maddox corrected. "We retired. Humans are good at retiring." He checked his chrono. "They've got a 30-minute head start. The fence won't ship off station until tomorrow. We have time." The siblings moved through the station's lower levels like shadows. Zixara, trained as a Valorian shock trooper, found herself struggling to keep up. Humans weren't supposed to move like this: silent, efficient, deadly. They cleared corners with hand signals, communicated with glances, and moved with a coordination that spoke of years fighting together. Section 7 Delta was a known criminal hub. Station security avoided it. Smart people avoided it. The siblings walked straight in. The fence's operation was in a converted cargo bay. Maddox disabled the security with a device Jennifer produced from her bag. They entered through a ventilation shaft because, of course, humans could fit through spaces that would trap larger species. Zixara heard the Kravix before she saw them. 6 of them, counting credits while exotic animals caged behind them cried out. She spotted Whiskers immediately, the kitten mewing pitifully in a suspension cage. What happened next took 17 seconds. Maddox dropped from the ceiling, his railgun taking down the first Kravix before the body hit the floor. Jennifer came from the left, her weapon firing in controlled bursts. The Kravix were warriors, trained and armed, but they weren't prepared for humans who'd stopped being peaceful. Zixara joined the fight. her plasma rifle adding to the chaos, but she mostly watched in awe as her husband moved. He was beautiful and terrible. Every movement economical, every shot precise. This wasn't rage or berserker fury, this was professional, controlled violence delivered with surgical precision. When the last Kravix fell, Maddox was already at Whisker's cage, his hands gentle as he lifted the frightened kitten out. The cold warrior vanished, replaced by the soft man she'd married. "It's okay, baby girl," he murmured, tucking the kitten inside his jacket. "Daddy's got you." Jennifer was already releasing the other animals, her fingers flying over the cage controls. "Station security will be here in 5 minutes. We should go." They left the way they'd come, ghosts in the station's shadows. Back home, with Whiskers purring on Maddox's chest and Jennifer brewing tea in their kitchen, Zixara finally spoke. "You never told me, you never asked," Maddox said simply. "I'm a gardener now, Zix. I grow tomatoes and raise a kitten and love my wife. That's who I chose to be." He looked down at Whiskers, his hand gentle on her fur. "But nobody takes my family. Nobody." Jennifer raised her teacup. "Humans don't start fights. We finish them." Zixara looked at her husband, really looked at him and understood for the first time why humans had spread across the galaxy so successfully. They weren't weak. They were patient. They chose peace because they were capable of war, and nothing in the universe was more dangerous than something that chose mercy but remembered how to deliver justice. She curled up beside Maddox, her large frame wrapped around his smaller one, and listened to Whiskers purr. Her family was safe, and the galaxy had just been reminded why you didn't mess with humanity's pets.